The romance in Naruto is known to be more or less random and not exactly well written. While there are some exceptions, it's really notable that overall, especially the main pairings, really haven't been done justice to. I already went over Naruhina within the last video, though I might make a more in-depth video about their writing in the manga as well, but make no mistake, I think SasuSaku is just as bad. I used to actually love the canon pairings, especially when I was a child, because, well, I didn't really think much about the writing, and SasuSaku used to be my favorite, but growing up and rereading the manga makes you not only realize that there are other better shipping options, but also SasuSaku is not good. So unlike most people that dislike SasuSaku, I actually think they were completely fine in classic. Yes, Sakura's crush on him is very superficial, and it's basically only because of his mysterious act and because she finds him very attractive, but that makes total sense. She's a little normal girl crushing on the hot popular guy. It makes sense, and I'm so confused as to why only Sakura gets hated for this, because Naruto started liking Sakura because she was pretty. Lee literally devoted his life to protecting Sakura because he fell in love with her over her looks. Well, because, you know, he didn't know her at all. He just fell in love with her because she's pretty. So Sakura crushing on Sasuke for his looks and liking him based on these superficial things makes sense. What people also tend to overlook is within classic, Sakura sees that Sasuke isn't just that. She sees his imperfections and who he really is, that he is actually a very hurt guy. And they go through several traumatic situations together, and trauma also bonds, like, a lot. It makes total sense for Sakura's crush to turn into deeper feelings. I mean, and they had their moments in the manga, and that Studio Pierrot didn't really adapt too well, but, you know, they had their moments. Where it goes really downhill for me is Sakura in the beginning of Shippuden really set up a lot of hope for her character and development. She was great, amazing even. She had a lot of growth, she even got to fight an Akatsuki member, and overall just presented her knowledge and skill very well. Notable here is that Sasuke isn't in the picture, and this is a thing I notice when it comes to Sakura's character in Shippuden. She gets to shine the most when Sasuke is not around. The moment Sasuke is in the picture, she's just hyper-fixated on Sasuke. And while yes, you could say the same for Naruto actually does shit though. I mean, I could go in depth about how Sakura's character desperately needed more fights to show off her skill, but that would need its own video. Point is, she's her best version without Sasuke in the picture, and entering Shippuden, we also have a different Sasuke as to classic. I made a video about Sasuke and his trauma, but basically, yeah, he's different now. Whereas he was somewhat pretty normal in classic considering what he went through, Sasuke is now really embodying his desire for revenge. He has one goal, he's completely cold, and had to purposefully detach himself from all his bonds he had because they'd keep him from his goal. So obviously writing a romance for Sasuke in this state seems almost impossible. It just come off as too out of character and make him look too soft, which isn't really his character at that point of time, you know. However, there were options. Where SasuSaku really throws me off is in the 5 Kage Summit arc. Sakura trying to kill Sasuke herself would have been so great if she actually pulled through with it. Listen, Sasuke was severely weakened here, okay? Upon seeing what Sasuke did to Karin, Sakura acknowledges how different Sasuke is. A moment where Sakura realizes that Sasuke isn't the guy she used to know anymore would be so perfect. Upon realizing that, she understands how desperately she had to kill Sasuke, even if it hurts her because he is completely lost now. Not only would that be absolutely cinematic perfection, but also would create a great contrast to Naruto, whereas Sakura sees the reality of the situation. Even though she really holds onto Sasuke and deeply cares about him, she understands that he has to go for the greater good because he is too much of a threat. Naruto, on the other hand, holds onto the Sasuke he used to know and cannot let him go. He desperately needs to save him no matter what because he cares so much about him. So Sakura really needed that fight. Listen, I'm not saying she should have won, but she should have fought him, shown everyone that she's serious and that that she won't let her personal feelings get in the way of the greater good for people, and also Naruto, who probably suffered the most from Sasuke's actions. We could have seen them fight and had a moment where Sasuke is actually impressed by how much stronger she got. Maybe he even praises her, or he just thinks it to himself. A genuine moment where they're basically enemies at that point and try to kill each other, but he actually shows respect. What did we get instead? Well, Sakura can't pull through, and Sasuke just straight up doesn't give a shit. He just goes for the kill, and Sakura needs to be rescued. It's such a shame, so lame, an absolutely wasted opportunity. Furthermore, it just gets worse in the war arc, where Sasuke absolutely couldn't care less about Sakura and is just straight up disrespectful to her. And Sakura just takes it. She always just takes the disrespect without saying anything. Some say, hey, but he put her in a genjutsu where she just relives her childhood. And yes, bro did that in the most traumatic way possible by piercing right through her chest. This is why the ending feels so random, because all of a sudden Sasuke and her have this moment and it makes you feel like he just felt guilty after everything he put her through. I mean, it's very much established that he always carries the guilt because he even apologizes quite a lot to her. SasuSaku in Shippuden is toxic. It's a toxic mess, and no, it's not enemies to lovers. Could be if Sakura actually treated Sasuke like an enemy. She didn't, and Sasuke just straight up doesn't care. He's ready to fight and kill her at any point, and there's such a lack of mutual respect and rivalry, unlike Naruto and Sasuke, to which I see many SasuSaku fans compare SasuSaku to. It makes no sense though. The whole story is literally about how deep Sasuke's and Naruto's bond is. There's a huge difference. We do not really get much of SasuSaku in the blank period. We have the last, where they don't really interact, we just have Sakura mention Sasuke. Then there's Konoha Hiden, Naruto's and Hinata's wedding, where Sakura is alone and Sasuke just congratulates her, not even personally, because it's her birthday, by the way, on that same day Naruto and Hinata get married for whatever reason. Anyway, there's Sakura Hiden, where Sakura's feelings for Sasuke are constantly mentioned, but there aren't really SasuSaku moments. The most we can get from SasuSaku in the blank period, or know about it, is from Naruto Gaiden, where Karin mentions that Sasuke and Sakura traveled together and then Sakura gave birth in one of Orochimaru's hideouts. We don't really see anything of it though, so it's really hard to judge anything here because it just gives us nothing. What we do know though is that Sasuke and Sakura raised Sarada together for like the first 3 to 4 years, and she was born, but again, we don't really see anything about it. The most we get about Sasuke's and Sakura's marriage in Boruto is from Naruto Gaiden. I made a video about Gaiden, and Gaiden is just not good, okay? It doesn't do any justice to the Uchiha family. Sasuke is presented as an absent father who barely remembers how his daughter even looks like. He's still very cold, and no doubt he loves Sarada, but it's still very weird. Sakura and Sasuke don't have any pictures together or with Sarada, so Sakura had to take a random Team Taka photo and put her own picture over it to create a family picture, which is so embarrassing. Sasuke and Sakura have no contact as well throughout these about 7 years Sasuke's absent. The worst part here is that this doesn't even make any sense. Sasuke can literally teleport. At the very least, he could show up once a year. No, even once a few months. And again, that's like the very least he can do. And he doesn't. But he'll meet up with Naruto, of course, for intel, because Naruto is more important than his family. I won't deny that Sasuke loves his family, and yeah, he is just not a social person, but oh my god, this is just awful. He's a horrible father, and after Gaiden, he does start to visit every now and then, which he could have done before. In the Boruto manga, Ino even comments on how she could never do it, because same girl, I couldn't do it either. I don't know why Sakura does it. It would have been so simple to make this work too. Have Sasuke have a picture of Sakura and Sarada in his pocket or something, and show him looking at it while he's traveling on a mission, showing how he does miss them and how he cares about them, how he loves them. Have him already show up before all the Gaiden stuff every now and then, and just, change the Gaiden stuff, because Gaiden is terrible. Again, watch my Gaiden video, I talked about that. And have him actually be affectionate towards Sakura. A moment where they're alone, they did the deed together, you cannot tell me that it'd be too awkward for him They have a child. I understand that Sasuke has to be gone a lot, and that's okay, but my god, there are options, better ways to handle this. There are also some moments in the novels, like Sarada saying that Sasuke has lipstick on his lips, and he gets embarrassed, but then Sarada says that she was just kidding because Sakura doesn't even wear lipstick, and more moments like that. But I mean, Sasuke Ritsuden exists, right? But the thing is, I view the novels as external sources that can be ignored because they aren't necessary to understand the story or to, know the story, and they can just be used as extra material, because the truth is, the novels aren't exactly great. Just like the last, there's retcons and many inconsistencies, and they're also just very boring in my opinion. Like, I genuinely could not enjoy Sasuke Ritsuden, and I don't understand why Sakura fans like this. Sakura was presented as so weak compared to what she actually can do, and the story was just kind of random and kind of just weird. In conclusion, SasuSaku started off totally fine, but just really lacks the fundamental stability that should have been built up from Shippuden on. It wasn't, thus SasuSaku just comes off as unnatural and forced. Their interactions in Boruto are often awkward, well, at least to me they come off that way. I believe that SasuSaku genuinely had the potential to be the best pairing in the show, but it was fumbled so badly. Sakura just comes off as like she just has no self-respect, which is why, as someone that really likes Sakura, I cannot like SasuSaku. She feels so out of character because Sakura in Shippuden has become such a confident and energetic girl, which is why I prefer Sakura in other pairings where she actually acts like herself. With Sasuke, she always becomes so submissive. She just takes blatant disrespect and makes excuses for him, which as a mother she shouldn't do. Poor Sarada. Anyways guys, what do you guys think about the pairing of SasuSaku? I've had a lot of people in my comments that like SasuSaku, so I'm interested in your opinion. So yeah, see you next time. Bye.